We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. It's 28 minutes before 10. Welcome to Business Around Town. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. I'm excited to be here today. It's a Tuesday, and if you're regular, you know what we do Tuesdays. We talk about exporting product from Nigeria abroad. That's what we focus on every Tuesday. Our wet creation series. So it's wet creation, but we're focusing on export. And I have Mr. Godwin Oyefesa with me via the phone lines network. We're going to be talking with him today. But before we go into the conversation, there's this interesting news I saw some time ago. I think I saw it on Daily Thrust. No, I think it's on This Day newspaper concerning export. Let me open it and read it out before we start the conversation today. It said federal government 4 days ago. Yes, that's when I saw it. Federal government earned $18 billion from export of Urel fertilizers, ginger, sesame. I don't know this. So, Mr. Godwin, you're going to sesame seed. Yes. Okay.
By Igbo.
Okay, it's called Benny Seed.
Yes.
Okay, so they earned this morning money in 7 years. That's what the headline says. That this sesame seed that you said, ginger and the fertilizer, Uriel fertilizer, in 7 years they earned $18 billion. Now, the federal government has said it achieved significant revenue of $18 billion from 2015 to 2022 from non-oil exports, such as ginger, sesame seed. Now, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeniyi Adebayo, disclosed this at the 21st edition of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration scorecard series 2015 to 2023 in Abuja. Now, that's the headline. Today, we are talking about exporting product from Nigeria abroad, and we want to look at charcoal. Last week we started a discussion on charcoal, but we did not really complete it because it's very broad. Exporting charcoal is one of the best kept secrets. The people that know. When people are complaining that the naira scarcity, we don't have money, even the rich are crying, some people are chilling. And the people that are chilling, most of them are into this charcoal business. Welcome, Mr. Godwin Oyefesa.
It's a pleasure. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Mary. And I want to believe that, Mary, somebody asked me that, I was telling the person that you have some cash there. The man smiled. And I said, why are you smiling? He said, that's why he came to me, that if I cannot get cash, then I should talk to my friend, Godwin Emefiele, and I start laughing.
How is it be your friend? How is Godwin Emefiele your friend?
That we bear the same name together, that cash, that I dare not open my mouth today to say that I don't have cash, because my namesake, I just need to give a call and maybe bully up back.
We bully up back to you.
And I told him that, but except that the fact that I've seen Godwin Emefiele twice or 3 times when we have a program at a signature hall in a holiday where we're having a stakeholders meeting. I think apart from that, I have not seen him. But and that's just the thing. So I want to see whether you really are this cash issue. I know Mary. Anyway, Mary. Your name should actually make a way for cash for you.
Yes, I hear.
Yeah.
I receive it. I receive it.
Amen. Okay, now today we actually been talking about some products, on the issue of wealth creation. Like I said earlier on, when you talk about creating wealth is beyond, just making money. Is actually having a success that endures. Okay, that is the kind of money you have that years and years and years to come, your children keep spending it. And that one of the best ways to actually have an enduring wealth is to engage in investment. Get yourself into investment that any business that government supports. When you are actually going into trying to make wealth or going to investment, first question is that what is the the policy, implementation. What is the backing of the government on this? Anything that has a government backing and government policy strategized and related. Hello, that's the kind of business we should go to. Well, we're not just running, just doing it for me. And one of the business we're talking about that is very, very good is export business. Like we said earlier on, government make quite a lot of money, but a lot of people who knows it are the people that are actually engaged in export. So we said that one of the things we can engage to make work and make money at $2, euro, and other things is export. And we started by talking. And last week, we discovered, we said that the Food and Agricultural Organization, the FAO, says that over 75 million metric tons of charcoal is consumed globally. And one thing is that because the world is crying for alternative energy source, and that's why charcoal is in the forefront of global market. Like I said earlier on, also in the past 20 years, Nigeria also has made quite a lot of money from the export of charcoal alone. Okay, and why? If you look at United Kingdom alone, it's consuming about almost 100,000 metric tons of charcoal, annually. And but you also know that out of these 100,000 metric tons, Nigeria accounts for about 70% come from. 70% come from tropical Africa, and about 45% come from Nigeria. So this is a good business. And I actually made a kind of announcement last week that the charcoal exports, there's a ban on it, a restriction on it from last year, so that they can streamline the operation. Because you see that anything that is bringing a lot of money, that is where a lot of Nigerians run into. They don't want they don't training. Say, no, I don't want training. Just collect the money, do it for me. No. So government is streamlining it, and I think everything has been completed. And by the grace of God, the ban, in fact, not that it's banned, what government did that, God gave a waiver to all exporters who are having contracts. But officially, it is now been lifted. I have a lot of documents that the public presentation. I have all the videos. I don't just do things. I make sure I get all the information, and I think it's a good one for people who want to go into that particular. So that's a good news for them. And I said that when you talk about exports of charcoal, there are various areas. Okay. But before then, let me just tell us about some facts. Okay.
Yeah.
About charcoal business. Why are people actually, looking for charcoal? Hardwood charcoal in the international market. The global selling rates, okay, of charcoal, anywhere in the world is between $150 to as much as $500 per metric ton. Now, let me also say this: a metric ton is equal to 1,000 kilo. So that's what a ton means. Okay. Now, charcoal is also utilized in the toothpaste industry, and it's very, very good. You see, when you use charcoal toothpaste, if you have a mouth odor, it takes care of that immediately. It's very, very powerful. So, and it's great. Okay, like snake bites or poison in your body, it is charcoal. There's a way charcoal, you be used to actually pull out the poison out of your body. I'm talking about practical. I'm not just talking about theory now. How you can use charcoal to remove poison from your body, and this work done in the next 10 to 15 days. And by the grace of God, you are pure. So these are reasons why people are actually looking for these things. And I think this is a business also. The return on investment going to charcoal is actually the first business I see that you can make 100% return on investment. If you go into production, in fact, in the next 2 years, you cannot make profits. I did quite a lot of business plan for people on various industries, but charcoal is a business that actually can make 100%. Now, like I said earlier on, you actually can go to the business without money. Now, that's also amazing, because we are trying to actually explain something to the audience some time to go. How you can go into charcoal business without investment, how you can start from home. We did that, almost 1 or 2 weeks ago. But as a broker, you can be a broker, just find some, or like exporters, you can help them to get the charcoal, and you are paid off and you make some money. Now, apart from that, you also see that it's actually significant. There are some areas in Nigeria that people are making good money. We call them villagers, but they have, I remember the person who is supplying us charcoal in Oyo State, some part of Oyo State. The man has 5 wives. 5 wives, Mary. And you know the funny, I'm serious. I'm not joking. I'm being serious here. Now, you know why? This is a man that he as an individual do not beg the woman. The women come on their own and say, I'm ready. I am available. You can marry me. I say, what? Yes, because he has a truck of about 7 trucks. He's making a lot of money because he's producing for exporters who are paying him regularly. So there are places where you can actually get it, like places in Nasarawa, in Kaduna, in Jos, in Mina, in Jebel, in Oyo State. In Oyo State, we have quite a lot of places in Oyo State where you can actually get this particular product, like Ilesha Baruba, like Igonon, like Geo, all those places. These are places where you can actually get these things. Then charcoal is also free from some metallic stuff if it's properly done. So you don't actually need NAFDAC. Now listen and listen well. You don't need NAFDAC to export charcoal out of Nigeria. Okay, so it makes it a bit more cheaper. So charcoal also made from procedure referred to as carbonization. Okay, there's a process you engage in putting this charcoal into place. I don't know whether you want to ask questions.
Yes, great.
Yeah,
Interesting conversation. I like the way you are taking it. First of all,
yeah,
you talked about the charcoal industry,
yeah,
how much it's bringing into the country, and then some facts about charcoal. You said that international selling price of charcoal is anywhere from between $150 to $600 per ton, and then you said they use charcoal for toothpaste, they use it for cosmetics and for food, and also treatment for snake bites, right?
Good. Then at this point, I have to stop. You have to continue because you know everything.
No, we've been doing this program together. So
that's good.
so I'm learning and I'm
yes. So
trying stuff.
If any day, if listeners listen to me, anytime I'm not around, Mary is your master. He's taking it over.
Nothing like the expert. No, you've been doing this for how many years? So.
Yes, for 20 years.
Yeah. So now let's talk about what is involved in charcoal business. What is involved? Like I'm a newbie. I want to start it.
Yes, so you want to go into charcoal business.
Yes.
Now, for one of the first things I will advise anybody going into charcoal business is knowledge. You need to have the knowledge. You need to have a skill set. And where do you get the skill set? In an export trading program. You can also get it also through training. Now, you also can get skill set through ebook. Like I have a lot of ebooks that we sell out. So if you contact us, we can give you so you can go through. Then when you go through these things, you also need to have somebody who's also into that particular business. Now, the joy, what I do is that most times, I remember I was in UK and I was invited to speak at the program, and the lady that wants to help me to carry was saying, "Oh, sir, is there anything I'm going to help you to carry?" I said, No, I don't carry anything. So they were watching me with amazement. Like, how will I deliver a 2-hour lecture without nothing? So they were amazed. Everybody was curious. I said, wow, there's no powerful. This guy's not having anything in his hand. I keep on talking, almost 2.5 hours. In fact, by the time it was just 30 minutes, they start clapping their hands. Because I was quoting a lot of people, okay, how much this is done, this is that. They are so amazed. You see, so one of the things that's also very good is that don't go into export business, don't go into charcoal export business without somebody who has done it, who has known it.
Oh, so you have to know someone. Like if I want to go into it, I should look for someone that is doing this.
You have to look for some, because see, there are some little things that can make you to lose money. Little, you will call it insignificant, but those little things. But if you have somebody now, some of the people come for our seminar yesterday. We taught them how to get a buyer. They were getting buyers. Why? I say, sir, the buyer is too much. You can say, oh, you are the one that requests for it. I've given you. The man, they now send a contract to him, and he give me the announce, please, can you let me interpret it? Then he now told me, he said, sir, thank God for your life. Thank God for your life. I nearly say yes to this thing and it is no. So you need to have somebody you can really connect with. Two heads is because over there also they also want to think, and they
Okay,
want to
okay. You
be
know
down
what?
right.
The
Yeah.
line. Oh, hold on. The line is breaking, so I'm going to
Okay.
disconnect and then I'll
Okay.
connect back so
Okay.
that
But
we.
I'm hearing you very well, very
Okay,
loud and clear. I'm
okay,
listening and hearing you.
okay.
Can I
But
continue?
okay, talk. Let's see. Go on. If it's
Okay.
not good, I
Okay.
will
Okay.
disconnect and
So
connect
so
back.
so it's, so it's very important that you should try as much as possible. Go to training program, buy books that are related to it, but more importantly, get somebody you can be talking to on the program, at least a mentor.
Fantastic. Very important that you do
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
you
very,
have
very
to
important.
learn from someone doing the business.
Learn from
So
something. Yeah, it's
so
very
even if you
important.
go online, because if you go
Yeah.
online now, you're going to
Oh, you are
see
going to you are going to you
step
are going to
by
be
step guide on how to
yes,
start a
yes.
charcoal
That
business.
steps and self guide can lead you to nowhere. I can boldly tell you that. You'll be stuck, sir. Telling you. Let me give you an example. You see, somebody said, he bought an ebook online for 35,000. This is the person sent to him. He followed me. When he gets to the place he wants to buy the charcoal, immediately he arrived at the place, you know, the people looked at him and they knew he knew nothing. Hello, man.
Yeah.
He gave him a bad product and he lost 5.5 million naira.
He lost
For
money
example,
like that.
yeah,
5.5.
yes. But you see, for example, I'm in the sector. I'll tell you, if you get to this place, is where you will see. This is what you see. There's a language they use. Now, let me give you this. Let me give you this example just to back up. For example, let me give you an example. It's very technical, and I don't know whether I should say this. Very, very technical. Okay, I don't know whether this will actually injure some people. Now, in the fish industry, do you know catfish? The
Yeah.
people who are rearing fish are poor. People who are buying the fish, who are selling the fish by the roadside, they have 2, 3 houses and vehicles. And people who are rearing it, they are poor. This is the strategy. Now, if you are rearing fish,
Yeah.
sorry to tell you this, some of them are very diabolical. Now, when they come to your farm and say, I want to buy catfish, they will bring their bath. They normally come in groups. They don't come alone. The first thing they will ask you is to give them a wooden seat. Listen and listen well. They will ask them, give me a wooden seat. I put it. Once those mama, very big, very mighty, you see them. Once they sit down on that wooden chair, if they tell you they are buying 180 for 100 naira, that's how much you're going to sell them.
Is this for real? Is this
Mary,
because you're
Mary,
you're going spiritual now. You don't dey
Mary,
enter
Mary,
jazz.
Mary, 2000 and 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, till around 2010, we trained a lot of people on fish farming, practical on fish farming. So I can tell you what I know. And we have set up fish farm for people, and I know everything about it. So I'm not just talking. Now, apart from that, it's that spiritual aspect. And that's the reason that anything you are doing, you also need to pray. Because the devil doesn't want you to succeed. But let's leave that for those who can hear. For those who can, but that is just the truth. I'm just being frank with you.
Yeah.
But so what I'm saying that it's also good to have somebody. For example, if you didn't know, if I tell you, just the business is not profitable. I just buy it. Just be talking. Not talking cannot change anything. So it's also very good that I said that I'm telling you this business. Try to get a mentor or somebody you can always talk to. What about this, sir? Should I do this, sir? This and that. So that is very important. That's why like I said, you need to have a mentor. My name is Godwin Oyepeson. I can assist you. Okay? Good. Give information. Information will bring about transformation. So that is one. Then, what are the types of charcoal you can export? You can export hardwood charcoal. Hardwood charcoal is made from wood. You also can export what we call charcoal briskets. You also can do what they call barbecue charcoal. There's also what we call shoe shine charcoal. There's also what we call finger charcoal. There are various types. of it. So these are very important things you must know. Now, last week we talked about charcoal, and we give you hardwood charcoal. Today we're talking about bamboo charcoal, bamboo. Okay, can we move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, bamboo, there are about 1,200 species of bamboo in the world. 1,000, 200 species of bamboo in the world. For instance, the export of bamboo contributes more than 50 billion annually to the foreign exchange earning in China since 2009. That is surprising. As far back as 2009, export of this product bamboo has actually contributed about $50 billion to China's economy. Nigeria has the potential to earn about 22 billion annually, yearly, if properly managed. I find it difficult to understand that Nigeria is in debt.
Yeah.
I find it very difficult to understand that Nigeria is begging people for dollar for pound. All they need to do is to feed into non-oil export. And I can tell you, Nigeria will smile. Okay? Now, where is the source? Because you keep on telling people, one of the things you want to see that when you're going to export, first thing to where do I source the product? Now, where do you source a lot of good bamboo that can help, that is exportable? Okay? Now, in terms of bamboo now, that is turned to bamboo charcoal, in Benue, in Cross River, in Ogun State, in Bauchi, in Imo State, like Edo, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Enugu, all those places, bamboo can grow well. From there, you can now, burn them. So, but the question then is this: what is actually bamboo? Bamboo is a gigantic wooden, grass that grows in tropical and subtropical area all over the world. Now, listen to this and listen well for those who have ears. Bamboo plant has a lifespan of about 75 years. Mary, you know that some people die at 50 years old. But bamboo can stay for 75 years. And bamboo can reach. It's mature. But one thing again is that it takes between 3 to 6 years for a bamboo to fully mature. You see them all over. Okay, so that's why in the capital market it's highly coveted for. Okay, what you use bamboo charcoal for? Use as a biomass source for bioenergy. You also can use it as charcoal and pellet production, and basically you also can use it for other reasons. Now, charcoal aspect of it is what we're talking about today, and that's where our emphasis really be focused on. Okay, like I said earlier on, this sector is good because you don't need NAFDAC to actually export, bamboo charcoal. Okay, available statistics.
So you don't need NAFDAC at all.
You don't need NAFDAC at all.
Okay.
Now, listen. Now, when you talk about NAFDAC, people just say NAFDAC is my problem. NAFDAC is this and that. Now, the issue about NAFDAC is this: it's only a product, food product that you have added value to that NAFDAC is involved. Now, plantain chips, potato chips. Okay, what they call it, cola nuts, energy drink. If you do cola nuts, NAFDAC will not come and meet you. But if you now, use it as a way of producing energy drink, NAFDAC will come over you. So you should also understand that. Okay, so it does not have any NAFDAC. So, like I said earlier on, I believe that Nigeria still harbor over 1.70 million hectares of land of natural bamboo. So when you are saying, yeah, bamboo safety, bamboo is there for Lagos, bamboo is there for Ijebu. So let me remind you that 1.70 million hectares of land still harbor bamboo in Nigeria. So all you need to do is show you where those things are. Now, raw bamboo charcoal is made of bamboo plant parts, such as humming, branch, and even roots. Okay, but where we're actually focusing on in the issue is the area of bamboo twistless charcoal. Okay, you burn them, you cut them into pieces. I have a lot of pictures to show you. Very interesting. Okay, and so you from there you can have what you call bamboo dust. You can have, which also is another money in international market.
Okay. Great. Mr. Godwin, let's take
Yes.
let's go on a break. Let's take a break
Okay.
from the lecture. It's time for recess now.
Okay. Recess. Okay. For break. Okay.
It's a lecture, and
It's a lecture.
yeah.
So, but when how am I going to collect my own food? My back.
Oh, Mr. Godwin, you want more? You want more
Okay.
after all the export you've been doing and now the money you've been making? So
Okay. Sorry for that. I'm very sorry. Okay.
Okay.
I cannot ask of anything. Sorry.
Yeah. Please don't ask. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're listening to Business Around Town. We are talking about export with Mr. Godwin A. Oyefeso. He is an export expert, and we're talking about charcoal exportation. Now, different angles, all you need to know. So it's a lecture, and I hope you're following. So we'll go on a quick break. When we return, the conversation will continue. We'll talk about how to start the charcoal the exportation business. That is what you need to register, all the paperwork, and all of that. So there is still more. We have more to talk about before we wrap up the conversation today. So don't change the dial. Keep it here. My name is Mary. And I feel we'll be back after this.
You are listening to your the number one station, the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
The best of the morning.
So how come that they usually make a statement and then the executive refuse to obey that statement? We should address the issue of flooding that is ravaging most states in the country. Currently, 9.9 million Nigerians are living in extreme poverty.
Even the police people, they are punishing us that we are criminal. They even feel gun in my leg. Look at my leg. They didn't even allow us to talk. They are shouting, you people are criminal. You see people that go and burn police station, and they let the burn police station.
You do the talking, we give you the facts.
Some who know the issue are also deceiving Nigerians and playing local politics with global issues. 5 died in Delta. U.S. pledges $1 million support.
The Morning Ride Show every weekday, Monday to Friday. Right
It's
here
10 a.m. on 90.3 FM.
that gives you a voice.
There comes a time in the affairs of man when the voice of the people stands unique, constantly challenging societal status quo. 90.3. It is a great place of fun and insight. It is a great place of learning. It could be your school on radio. It could be your life on radio. We are VOP, Voice of the People. VOP 90.3.
And we are back, Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're listening to Business Around Town on the radio. And we've been speaking with Mr. Godwin A. Oyefeso. He's an agribusiness expert, publisher, business growth strategist, SME and export consultant. He is the founder of Success Urge for Entrepreneurship Development. Seed, president of Success Edge Exporters Network. And also, he's a board member of the U.S. Nigerian Trade Council, Atlanta, Georgia, USA. He is the immediate past vice chairman, Export Group, Lagos Chambers of Commerce. He's also a member of other organizations like the Nigerian American Chambers of Commerce, Netherlands Business Link, and so on and so forth. So we've been talking about export today, and he is with us, joining us via the phone, the network. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerians. Once again, it's a pleasure always being here.
Yeah, welcome back from the break.
Yes. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about starting the business, like the paperwork involved.
Okay.
Yeah, because hold on, let me go back to how we started.
Okay.
In case you're missing, anybody is missing, you follow up. So first of all, we talked about the charcoal industry in Nigeria. There's some facts. Few facts about the charcoal exports. We talked about how much per ton cost and what charcoal is used for. We also talked about what's involved in the charcoal business and how to get foreign buyers. And we also talked about how much it may cost to start charcoal exportation business. I don't think we've talked about that, though.
Yeah, no, we've not really talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you talked about where to source the charcoal.
Yes, the charcoal, yes.
Okay.
General charcoal process. Yeah. But like I said, we've done all those ones. And I think we are now focusing on bamboo charcoal.
Yeah, okay.
So either you do hardwood charcoal, that is on tree, and also you can do bamboo, that is normal bamboo. You get it burnt, you compose, you package it for export. So either of the two, you can do hardwood and bamboo, and do palm panel, shell, burn them, and it becomes charcoal and from. But let me say that the world largest importer of bamboo charcoal, number one is India. 31%. 31% of the world import. That's to the tune of about $66 million. Followed by Netherlands, with about 11%. 11%, that's getting about almost 23. I've been to Netherlands, but it will amaze you that I've never seen one single bamboo tree in Netherlands.
They must have place where they do the farm. They
brought it from Africa to their country, and they do all the things that need to be done, and they take it to other parts of Europe, and they are making cool money. Now, U.S. also accounts for a great importer, about 90.97%, accounting for about $21 million. So when you want to ask, if they buy the thing, it is where they for my village for Akata. No, there are people who are doing and making good money out of it. So please let us note that. So like I said earlier on, let's continue from where we start, and that is where we're talking about
the legal, what is required, like the paperwork. Yes,
for you
the paperwork.
to go, there's a general paperwork you have, when you want to go into exports, and that's number one. The company must be registered. Please make sure this is done. Now, this is not this television, this radio station with people's radio, and all we do is just to make sure that we assist you. We assist you to get things done. So if you're having problem with that common registration, just give me a call. Within 10 days, the common registration will be ready. That's the foundation of any business you want to do, including export. Number two, you need to get an export license. If you meet me and see me, I can help you to get export license. You get it. And when you get the export license, you are not paying on it, anything on it for 2 years. Government gives a kind of incentive to export. So those two things are very important. Then number three, you need to have a location, a source where you get the product. Then number four, you also need to get a buyer. One of the things we do now in our training program is to make sure we teach you how to get this buyer. And it will just surprise you. The last program we did, my problem is buyer. I don't have any problem. I said, madam, they just take it easy. Calm down. We teach the woman how to. Now everybody is telling me, sir, the buyer is too much. But you are the one that said that you need buyer. Now they are even asking for some product now. The woman could not produce it. And it's in high demand. In fact, they have to send one to me when the person is pleading with her that, please, madam, can I have just 3 or 4 cartons? Why you do the bigger aspect? You couldn't respond. And that is making me unhappy. People can talk so much and say, I have it, but when it is now for the job, now discover they have a lot of deficiency. So please make sure before you say, I want to do anything, make sure the where to source those commodities are available. And that's why we teach you where you can get it, how you can get it, who you can meet to get it. Okay? Until now, we used to do simple numbers and all those things. But we want it to be free to actually, free to choose what they want. That they can have, a kind of better connection. So, like I said earlier on, yes, there are two techniques used in this bamboo processing. So I don't know whether that answers your question on the things.
Yes, it does. It does. The question, okay. Yes, the question has been answered.
Now, there are two requirement process used in carbonization. Okay, one is brick kiln process, and the other is mechanized process. Any of these ones you can use to actually burn the charcoal. And also, it's very also important that people should also understand that from this, when you burn the charcoal, you get, you burn the bamboo, you can also get bamboo dust, okay? And from there, also can make good money. And I think I've mentioned where to sell this commodity. Now, the question I want to ask is that why foreign buyers are demanding for bamboo, are demanding for bamboo charcoal. Now, number one is because of purifying drinking water. A lot of people don't know that you can use bamboo charcoal to purify water, and they use it abroad. I remember I was in Malaysia some years ago, and somebody said, said whether we can get a distributor of water in Nigeria, and they went to the farm. Mary, to surprise you, they have a chamber where they store charcoal, they process to purify their water. I say, wow, there's the technology from there. Why are people now? Bamboo charcoal also promotes metabolic and blood circulation. Okay. Number 4, it also adjusts humidity. And number 5, charcoal is also used in several economic activities, such as animal feed, okay, soil conditioner, there's what we call tobacco conning. Also for food drying, I use it to dry food, okay, art and painting industry. Fireworks, all these things you see during the Christmas, like they blow boom, boom, boom. Don't be surprised. They use bamboo, they process bamboo charcoal in produce some of those fireworks. And also black powder, explosive. Okay, so you see, a lot of people see Nigeria is a great country. Time I look at Nigeria, I used to be, I feel somehow. Because you see that even this black powder explosive that we are buying from other countries, we actually can make use of this bamboo charcoal to produce it, and we are selling it. And there is no industry doing that in Nigeria. That's a business for people. So those are things that are very important. And let's look at actually the international market. Okay, who are the people who can buy this particular bamboo charcoal from you? They include Indonesia, China, Poland, Vietnam, Philippines, Cuba, Paraguay, Mexico, Netherlands, Belgium. Okay, all these places are where you can get. Now, how much you buy a metric ton in international market? A metric ton costs between $800 to $1,000 per metric ton. Okay, and you are talking about almost about you are talking about 21 metric tons. That's quite a lot of money. Okay, so those are the international market price requirements. Number 6 also is the issue of packaging. How do you package these products? Okay, and these are various modes of packaging it, and I think it's also good to show the people how these things are done. I don't know whether we can they can ask questions.
Good. Yeah, I think this is a good point to start asking, to take questions, to see if we've been having having people follow the conversation. So the number to send your questions to is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. So that's the number. Don't call, just send a WhatsApp message. That will be fine. So please don't call, just a WhatsApp message. 0700 903 9039. We're talking about charcoal business, charcoal exportation. That's what we're talking about. So let me check to see if the questions are already coming in. The number is 0700 903 9039. Now, for the first question here, like the question have been waiting for us. They say, thank you, Mr. Godwin Oyefeso. I always look forward to having conversation with you, especially when you're on air. Now, concerning the charcoal business, where do I source locally the product in Nigeria? Question 1. Question 2, how do I get buyers? Question 3, how do I package the charcoal? Question 4, what is the measurement? Are you taking notes?
Yeah. Okay.
So
let me take
locally
notes.
sourced, where to sell, packaging, measurement, how to measure it for sale. Okay, so we have four in one question. This is from Mr. Jason. Jason sending the message.
Number one, please just tell me the number one is question. Number one.
Okay, local buyers.
Local buyers. Okay. Okay, where you can buy source. Okay.
Yep. No, yes, source. Yes, source word. Yeah.
Yeah. 2.
Okay, yeah, where to buy? How to get buyers, international buyers.
Okay, how to get buyers. Okay. Get buyers.
Number 3, the packaging. What kind of packaging? How do you package charcoal for sale?
Okay.
Number 4, I think is the last one, is let me see what he wrote here. The grams. He said the measurement. What's the measurement for sale?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Now, what you need to do to really make me ask this question in detail, it means I have to extend this program till around 12 o'clock.
No, please. I know other people are interested in this too.
Yeah.
Mr. Jason is a serious listener to advance the question. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the good thing is this. Let me just summarize. So, source for product is not just to go and source a product. There are some technicality involved in sourcing a product, but where to source is actually on your state. You can actually source in your state. You actually can source in Kwara State. Okay, you can source in Abuja, which is FCT, in Bagalada to be precise. You also can source from Benin. So those are the places you can source. Now, how to get buyers? I think you need to see me one-on-one to know how that is done. Or preferably, you can get my book, Secret Successful Exporter Hide from Potential Exporters. By the time you get those books, I think you will know how to actually get a buyer. Then the packaging. Now, when you talk about packaging, that packaging depends on what the buyers want. Okay, when you talk about charcoal, you talk about pouring, how about bagging. These are the 2 methods. So the buyer will tell you how to package for export. Then measurement. Now, for example, 1 bag of charcoal, in a bag, in a rice bag, it's about 54 kilos. Okay, and you need about 720 bags to feed one 40-foot container, and that 40-foot container gives you about 23 metric tons or 21 metric tons. I don't know whether I've answered it.
Yeah. Okay. I think you have. That was brief, but I hope you got your answer, Mr. Jason.
So that we can give other people the chance.
Okay. So another one here says, "Hello, good morning, Mary. I'm listening to the export lecture, although the lines are not so clear, but I'm able to get some things from the discussion. My name is Miriam from East Solo. Here is my question. Now, I want to do this business as a young woman with 3 children. How much do I need to start?"
Okay, now, straightforward. Charcoal so far now is the cheapest agro-commodity export anyone can do in Nigeria. And at least from the beginning to the end, you should have about 1.35, 1,350,000, and your return on investment should be between 250 to 400,000 per container. Everything within the next 4 weeks to 6 weeks, you are done. Next.
Okay. Good. Another one here. Let me think I'm not as fast as you. Hey, you're fast in answering. Okay.
I'm looking
The
at
number,
time.
yeah, the number again is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. Okay, good morning to you, Mary. And the export conversation is quite interesting. He makes it really simple and easy to do. So I would like to go into this export business. How long will it take me to get all the requirements, the registration and all of that to start?
Yeah. Now, for you to get all the requirements, basically the first two requirements are very important. That's getting the company registration and the export license. With me, I can assist you to get the company registered within the next 10 weeks. I mean, the next 10 days to get your certificate of incorporation, and the next 3-4 days you should be able to get your normal your export license. So I think that is that. Then when you want to start the preliminary business, there are some little documents. These are very simple, that you can get without those things. But I think the major thing is to have, the main two documents, which is the export license and the company registration. I think that's all.
Okay. Okay, this is our last question, and then we'll round off the conversation today. Now, this one says here that, let me see. Good morning to you. Thank you for the program. My question concerning the charcoal business is the different types of charcoal that you talked about. Which is the most popular, and which would you advise me as a newbie to get into? This is
Now,
Mr. Frank.
the simplest and the one a lot of people are looking for is BBQ, the barbecue charcoal. That's all.
Okay, Bobby. Okay, great. Okay, great.
Now, I think a lot of people are interested in that. There are other specialized ones, but they are very expensive. Like the finger charcoal, very expensive, very, very expensive. But before you get it, you can take about 2 months. But it's very expensive. You make a lot of money from it.
Mm-hmm. So the barbecue charcoal is easy to find.
Yes. Not that it's one. It's not like it's easy to find, but at least it's the most demanded.
Okay, and it's not so expensive.
Anyway, averagely.
Okay.
But you make good money out of it. That's
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Godwin Oyefeso, for always coming through. It's a pleasure speaking with you today.
So next week, by God's grace, we'll still continue with the other products you can do under charcoal. Like I said earlier on, you can do hardwood charcoal, you can do bamboo, you can do sawdust, you can do palm kernel shell charcoal, you can do coconut shell charcoal. Okay, so maybe next week we'll be talking on other areas of export. Then look around you, okay, and make money. So, but I want to encourage our people, whatever is going on right now should not make us give up. It's to give in. When we give in, we get up. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We've been talking with Mr. Godwin Oyefeso and talking export. So what I'll do before we round off the show today, I will just go through all what he has said. So in case you miss any part of the conversation, you just listen up and update your notes. The reason for this talk is wealth creation. One of the ways for you to make good money is through exporting product from Nigeria. Now, it may sound easy, export. It may sound easy, but it's not easy. And the truth is, whatever has to do with money, anything that has to do with money, working for money, is not usually easy. So it's legit. You do it, you earn money like every other business, every other job. So you have to learn the trade. You start small and then you grow the business. So that's how it is with export. So one of the things that is special about export is the knowledge. You need a lot of knowledge when it comes to exporting, because you're not going to see the buyer one-on-one, at least for a start. You're not seeing the person not going to carry your product and weigh it and say, oh, okay, and let me pay this, let me pay that. So you have to follow some guidelines so that when you send the product there, the person will say, okay, wow, this is good, and then pay you your money. So that's why you need to get the information, get it right, specification and all of that to do the business right. So if you've been part of our trainings, the seminars, you've gotten the information and you haven't started yet, do not be discouraged. Now you have the information that you need. take it one step at a time. Ensure that you're doing something about it every month, and finally one day you'll be able to export your product. So it's really easy. People doing it don't have 7 heads, they just have 1 head with information, and the information you already have right now. So let's go over what we have talked about today concerning the export business. Okay, we started by talking about export. I gave a news about how much Nigeria will made for the past 5 years, about $15 billion. We made that for about 5 years of doing export in Nigeria. So that's huge. And then we narrowed it down to talking about charcoal and charcoal business. So Mr. Yefeso talked about what charcoal industry is all about, how lucrative it is, and then we also talked about some few facts about charcoal exports. The international selling price of charcoal is anywhere from $200, $150, $200 to $600 per ton, and charcoal is used for some things like toothpaste, cosmetics, used to cook food, used to purify water. That is why people are looking for charcoal everywhere. People abroad, they use it for a lot of things. So there is high demand for charcoal. There are people that are already doing it and making good money from it. Now they have different types of charcoal that you could export. But before Mr. Godwin Oyefeso left, he said the barbecue charcoal, it's one of the best, not the best, but at least it has a high demand for it and you can easily source it. So he also talked about that, and he talked about what's involved in export business, where you can get the charcoal. He said you could get it in Oyo State. So he said that there are other places also that you could get it. And he also talked about some of the things that you need if you want to do the business, the paperwork. So you need your business to be registered, a limited liability company, and then you need to get your export license. Very important. You can get that by yourself, or you could have someone help you. So it's easy to get. You just get the information. You could get it. Go to Nigerian Export Promotion Council. You go there, they'll give you the information. So you could source the product locally. I told you your state, that's one of the states that he mentioned, although there are other places where you could do that. And one thing to note before I go in this talk about exporting charcoal is, before you start, get a mentor, someone that's already doing it. This will help you a great deal. It's one of the easiest way. If you have to pay the person to hold your hand and show you, please do. That will speed in the process to make it fast for you, and you learn faster. You avoid a lot of mistakes. So that's it. That's just a summary of what we discussed today. Thank you for being part of the Wealth Creation show, Business Around Town, the Tuesday edition. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi, and I'm your anchor on this program, Business Around Town. Tomorrow I'll be here for another edition. I'll be here with Mr. Peter Anosike to also talk business. Coming up next at 10:30 on the dot is Area Matter. It's an interesting program. You don't want to miss it. You're going to have a good laugh. You're going to call in and a great conversation. So don't go anywhere. Keep it here. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
The best of the morning.
So how come that they usually make a statement and then the executive refuse to obey that statement? Which is, again, is the issue of